My 5-year-old daughter had been quiet in front of my husband since the bath. Then she whispered something that took my breath away. At first, I told myself I was worrying for no reason. That's what mothers do when the truth feels too scary to touch. We compromise our feelings. We soften our waists. We tell ourselves that there must be an innocent explanation, because the other one is unbearable to name. My daughter Lily was 5 years old at the time. She had soft, wavy hair, a shy smile, and a gentle nature that even strangers around her softened their voices. Everyone called her sweet. Quiet, sensitive. My husband, Mr. Yasin, used to say that bath time was their special routine. It helps her calm down before bed, she would tell me with that easy smile of hers. You should be happy that I'm so involved. And for a few days, I was happy. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to believe that I married a good man, a patient father, a husband who was always there. But then I started to notice the clock. It wasn't 10 minutes to bath time. Not even 20 minutes, it was an hour. Sometimes more. Every time I knocked on the bathroom door, Mr. Yasin answered the same way. Almost done. Always calm. Always normal. Always just enough to make me feel stupid for asking. But when they finally came out, Lily never looked relieved. She looked smaller, more silent. It was as if some invisible part of her had folded inward. She would wrap the towel tightly around herself and stare at the floor. One night, when I reached out to smooth a strand of wet hair from her face, she cried. Just a little. Almost nothing. But it was enough. Something cold ran through me. A mother's instinct is enough to wake her up, and she doesn't want to go back to sleep. Later that night, after Mr. Yasin had gone downstairs, I sat next to Lily in bed. She was clutching her soft bunny doll so tightly to her chest that her little cloth ears were folded in half. I said, my voice soft, "What are you and Daddy doing there all this time?" Her eyes immediately dropped. There was no confusion, no innocent answer, only silence, then tears. My heart began to pound so hard I could hear it in my ears. I held her hand carefully. You can tell me anything, I whispered. Her lower lip trembled. Then she said the sentence that shattered my world in two. Dad said I can't talk about bath games. For a second, I forgot to breathe. The room around me receded, as if I were hearing everything from underwater. I didn't let myself panic. Not in my face, not in my voice. What game, honey? I whispered. She shook her head and started crying harder. She said you'd be mad at me, angry at her. That little detail broke my heart. Because children's fears don't always scream. Sometimes they sound like guilt. Like protection. Like a child believing that maybe they've done something wrong. I pulled him into my arms and held him until his breathing slowed. You're not in any danger, I told him. Not now, not ever. Are you listening to me? He nodded his head into my shoulder, but said nothing more. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in the dark next to Mr. Yasin, listening to the steady rhythm of his breathing, and feeling a deep dread that made the whole house seem unfamiliar. The man next to me had my last name. He shared my bed, my table, my life. Yet by morning I realized I no longer knew who he really was. I wanted to be wrong. Oh God, I wanted to be wrong. But there's a difference between wanting something and believing in it. The next evening, when Mr. Yasin took Lily upstairs for their regular bath, I waited until I heard the sound of running water. Then I stepped barefoot into the hallway. No phone in hand. No plan. Just adrenaline and panic. The bathroom door wasn't completely closed. It was a tiny gap, maybe an inch, enough for light to spill into the hallway. It was enough for me to realize that whatever happened next in my life would divide my life into a before and an after. I slowly approached, one hand on the wall because my knees felt weak. The sound of running water echoed softly inside. Mr. Yasin said something I couldn't make out. Then Lily's voice, weak and uncertain. I leaned forward and peered through the gap. And in that moment, all the denial inside me collapsed. To be continued. Request all of you to read the story and definitely leave a comment.